You wouldn't think it, but these 5 men's fragrances are surprisingly good. Hi guys, how are you? I'm Robin. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to this new video. Now, if you're anything like me, then you'll feel slightly suffocated, I'm gonna say, by the marketing at the moment. You know, stuff we see online, stuff we see in magazines, stuff we see on TV. It's all about, you know, how a product is going to make us feel. And fragrance is all about that. Fragrance marketing is huge. As a result of that, I think that quite often some fragrances which are so good but are lacking either in their sort of packaging and their marketing are quite often left behind. So I've I've gone into the box of fragrances and picked out 5 of my favorite fragrances that really are surprisingly very good. Now, first on my list is Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct. Now, this fragrance came out in 2016, and actually I was at the UK launch. Now, I was reluctant to go to that launch because I felt like Abercrombie & Fitch, you think of the clothing, you think of those huge stores, the models, it's just all a bit much for me. But this fragrance is so good. It's got notes of gin and tonic, which maybe is what's singing to me, watermelon, violet leaves, pepper, cashmere woods, sleek amber, and suede musk. I mean, that's what they say, but really, what is so great about this fragrance is how fresh and light it is. The watermelon is beautiful. The gin and tonic sort of notes are just so great. My second fragrance on my list is Aramis Tobacco Reserve. Now, this is quite literally just out. Now, the reason that it's surprisingly good is, I mean, take a look at it. It hasn't moved. The brand has not moved in years. It feels stuffy. It feels really old. It just doesn't feel like something I want to be wearing. But it, again, is surprising because it does smell really good. The sort of key things that you'll be smelling in this, the top notes of sage, there's also middle or heart of tobacco leaf, nutmeg, and then on the base, really what's left on the skin, you've got tonka bean and oak moss. You know, it's a really woody fragrance. It's certainly not, I would say, for someone young. You know, if you're in your teens, don't go for this, guys. Stick with something like Abercrombie & Fitch. But this one has just got such great weight to it. Now, next on my list, we're gonna go for Dermal Leary's bergamot and basil. This is so good and so surprisingly good because celebrity fragrances, especially by someone who really, I mean, it's not David Beckham, it's Dermal Leary from TV. And you wouldn't expect it to be so good. And it is, it's really good. It's £22 for 100 ml from Marks and Spencer's and Marks and Spencer. And it's just great. You've got the citrus notes on the top with that bergamot, which just again, quite a juicy fragrance. But although you have this sort of Abercrombie & Fitch one, which I would say is lighter and punchier, this one has got more heart to it with that basil. And it's just a really great balance of being masculine yet fruity. Get yourself into Marks and Spencer, seriously. They've got a fantastic beauty haul too, so give it a spritz, give it a go. Also, take the risk, £22, 100 ml. You will love this, honestly. Now, we're gonna go heavier again. My next fragrance is Ermenegildo Zegna Indian Spice. Now, I'm saying this one is surprising because you could be deceived by the color of it, really heavy amber color. And then also the name Indian Spice, you're like, what am I putting on my skin? But this is beautiful. I absolutely love the Zegna fragrances. I should say these are expensive. They're definitely not a Dermal Leary at Marks and Spencer. This is what size here? 125 mils, and I'm sure it's about the £160 mark. So they're real premium fragrances. But across the whole brand, the fragrances last. They sit really well on the skin. Again, they're really quite heavy. So I would say a slightly older. I mean, I love these sort of fragrances because I think they just have such a presence, and that's something which I look for in a fragrance personally. But this one is beautiful. You've got top notes of coriander, cardamom, and star anise, and that's really what gives you that spice. And then in the middle or the heart, you've got more sort of floral. And then on the base, we go into those real sort of oudi notes with cedar, agarwood, and patchouli. Now, my final one is going back towards that budget level, and it is by Ted Baker. Now this one is AU or gold. They've got three actually. They've got a gold, silver and a bronze, but this one is by far my favorite. Now this is their travel tonics version, so it's in these sort of flat hip flasks. Really not practical. They don't stand up, but they do fit perfectly into a gym bag. Again, this one's got bergamot on the top notes along with clove. Then into the heart of the middle, you've got jasmine and cedarwood. And then into the base, you've got musk and vanilla. And it is that sort of vanilla that gives it a slightly sort of sweeter twist to the other bergamot ones we smelled. This one, I'm gonna say, is surprisingly good because when a fashion brand, sort of a high street, upper high street fashion brand goes into fragrance, to me, it never quite lands, but certainly one for you guys to check out. But there you go, the 5 surprisingly good fragrances. I would say, as with all fragrances, take this as a little bit of inspiration. If you see these fragrances in a shop, go across and smell them for yourself. See actually if you can get a tester of them. See how they sit on your skin, see what you think of them, because fragrance is so personal. But thank you very much. Really hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have and you've not yet, there is too much fragrance in this room. I feel a little bit lightheaded. Need to open a door. The subscribe button is up there. Please press it. There's also more video suggestions down there. Seriously, it's like too much. Blog is there. Instagram podcast is up there. Windows getting opened. I will see you on Sunday. Brand battle. Bye-bye.